So when I had first saw the trailer for Osgood Perkins' second film, The Monkey, shortly after Longlegs it came out, I was genuinely excited. I was like, oh, damn, this one actually looks a bit better. I mean, I don't want to reiterate, but I wasn't really quite the fan of Longlegs. And technically, Longlegs wasn't Osgood's first film. It was just wildly promoted like it was his first big theatrical hit, or it was going to be. It starred Nicolas Cage. It was this crazy horror movie. The marketing and some of the original promotional videos that were released were pretty wild, and a lot of like subliminal messaging and stuff. It was cool. But in the end, I feel like the movie wasn't that great. So seeing the trailer for The Monkey and the teasers for it, I was excited, and I thought it was going to be just better. I thought it was going to be scarier or more of like a horror film, and that he was going to be like, all right, here we go. We're doing something different. Plus the fact that it was based off of a short story from Stephen King sounded kind of cool, but not a story or a novel like most of his films are. It was a short story. And apparently that book of Stephen King is called The Skeleton Crew, that have multiple other stories in them that people were saying are way better than The Monkey. So it's kind of interesting that he would have chose The Monkey to be, the next film in choosing it from this book of short stories. But if I was to say, my honest opinion, I feel like he is becoming a new version of Ari Aster, right? Because when Ari Aster released Hereditary, it blew up. Everybody loved it. It was kind of like, people liked it or didn't. And then Midsummer came out right after. That was his next film. And it was said to be like just as good, made by the guy that made Hereditary. And it just, in my opinion, I like Hereditary way more than Midsummer, but I'm not really that much of a fan of Hereditary. I guess the climax ending of it was pretty cool and crazy, in a sense. But compared to the two, I'd rather watch Hereditary. I mean, I did not like Midsummer. And I feel like that's what this guy's doing, but I guess backwards. Longlegs got all the promotion. It was like, oh, this movie's going to be so great. And then the movie just kind of was missing so much that it could have told about this Longlegs character. And then this movie, it's based off of a short story, first of all, not a full novel, short story. And it's, it was Final Destination with a monkey toy. I don't mean to spoil it too hard, but that's in a sense what it was. And the fact that, I guess, Toy Story and Disney had patented the symbol monkey, so Osgood wasn't allowed, he couldn't use it. He had to change it, and he ended up using a drum. And the drum idea was way better, and they didn't choose the drum. They had to use the drum because, again, the symbols are patented. So whenever the monkey was going to do something crazy, it would start hitting the drum, which was pretty cool. It went with the score. It added some tension. But if it was the symbols, that would have been annoying as shit, I feel like. But so the movie follows these twin brothers whose father somehow came into possession of this monkey. And whenever you turn the key in its back, someone dies. It's not clear if it's someone you know or if someone in the vicinity or in a general radius. Like, it's just somebody somewhere, probably near you, is going to die if you turn the key. And the monkey just wants it to happen. Apparently in the book, the short story, the monkey even has a voice, and the monkey like talks to the brothers, It probably is a lot more unsettling. And they didn't do that in the movie. It probably would have just been a little weird. Yeah, so the movie follows these twin brothers, and their father, whatever happens to their father happens, and they end up finding this monkey and turning the key, and then someone ends up dying, and it's like their babysitter. And then the older brother is just super douche to the younger brother, and he's just always an asshole to him. And so the younger brother turns the key, and he's like, I want you to kill my brother, kill him. And instead of killing his brother, kills their mom. So the brother kind of holds this resentment against him that, like, you killed our mom. Like, you turned the key and killed our mom. But he wanted to kill his brother. Like, he didn't want to kill the mom, right? So they end up throwing the monkey down this well, right, to get rid of it. And they leave. And it turns out that later on, 25 years later, the one brother, Hal, the good brother, right, he's grown up and he has his son. And he's kind of estranged from him because he dealt with this trauma when he was young of losing his mom and dealing with this, like, supernatural monkey toy. So his son and him are... Well, he's pretty much realizing that the monkey is somehow being used again because people start dying. And it turns out that it's his twin brothers. His twin brother ended up going back, getting the monkey, and has been set on revenge to kill Hal for killing their mom. It's so random because just... I guess if you turn the key in the monkey, you don't die, somebody else dies, which is why I say it's like Final Destination. A lot of people are saying that, Final Destination, but with a toy. And, we've all seen Final Destination movies. There's like 5 of them. We have a new one coming out. So to have people die like randomly or by like random acts or random happenings or just, coincidences, it's already been done. So unless you do it really crazy, it's just not going to hit as much, or it's not going to be anything. And I feel like that's what this movie was. Like, all the deaths were kind of weak. That funny scene scene where the chick jumps into the pool and explodes was genuinely funny, but they didn't show anything because she literally like exploded and like she just vaporized, right? But yeah, I felt like it was a little lackluster. I felt like it was missing some meat, you know, some veggies. I don't know. It was just missing something. It just wasn't that good of a film. And again, because it's based off of a short story, it's like maybe there were better stories in the book that he could have chosen, and that this one just wasn't really the best one. And you know, Theo James playing the twin brothers Hal and Bill was very cool, but the brothers were like very like not interesting. And when they were younger, they were very much so different. Like one had short hair, he had glasses, the other had like long hair. He was like the pretty one, the bully, the one that had all the friends. The other one was like the nerd in a sense. And now when they're grown up, yeah, the nerd still wears glasses, but they look way more alike. And the other brother just has like a mullet. It's just like, what? Like, really? All right, whatever, you know. And then there were a lot of like unnecessary cameos, right? Like their dad was played by Adam Scott. He didn't do anything but bring the monkey and try to sell it to this random pawn shop owner in the beginning. And the monkey ends up killing the pawn shop owner. So that was like messed up because he just killed a random guy and the guy wasn't doing anything wrong. He was just at work, you know. And then Tatiana Maslany, the one that played She-Hulk, is like their mom, the one that ends up dying from the monkey. And then even Elijah Wood makes a cameo as like the stepdad of Petey, Hal's son. And it's like, I was really hoping there was going to be something going on with that, or like some sort of subplot, and it was nothing. It goes nowhere after the scene that they show him in where he's like, I'm better than you and I'm going to be a better father than you. It's like there's nothing else that happens, and I was kind of hoping he was going to die in a cool way or a crazy way. Nope, just moves on and just completely disregards the scene and that character. But yeah, so I mean, again, it really did remind me of like when Hereditary and Midsommar were out, because you know, a lot of people liked Hereditary, some people didn't, and then a lot of people liked Midsommar, some people didn't, and it was like a crazy, you know, this guy's like biggest films, and now, you know, with Longlegs and the Monkey, and the fact that the Monkey is a Stephen King story, it's just very interesting that it feels the same way. Like, it feels like the first film was like kind of like, all right, it was whatever, it could have been better, but then the second film was completely lackluster, and Hereditary was good. I didn't really like it that much, but it was a good movie, way better than Longlegs, I'll say, but also it was better than Midsommar, and some people really like Midsommar, and I'm like, to me, I just didn't like it. So, but yeah, I don't know, the Monkey definitely felt a bit lackluster, and then, you know, when you find out that the brother ended up, you know, using the monkey to like try to kill his brother for killing their mom, it's just like, what? Like, I mean, I guess, but you know, it's always going to be someone random, so he's just killing people randomly, trying to get to a hope that it kills his brother all of a sudden, and it's just like, all right, I guess, you know. But yeah, it was definitely an alright movie. I mean, the way the monkey ends up getting into the other brother's hands was pretty whack too, because he had it the whole time, but then I guess he like left it in his mom's house for whatever reason. Like, you know, this punk guy that could be easily like a young Jack Black finds it and ends up selling it to him, but then wants it back. It's like this whole like random subplot of the way the monkey, you know, transitions back into the brother's, you know, grasps. But yeah, it was definitely whatever. I mean, it was entertaining, but it was definitely not scary. No jump scares. Not a scary film whatsoever. So in that aspect, I was very disappointed. It was entertaining. I mean, you know, people might like it. Definitely, I would rather say just wait till it streams. I don't really think you need to go to the theaters to see it. No offense, but yeah, it was definitely all right. It was 6 out of 10. Maybe give it a solid 6. But yeah, this has been Ghost in the Craig. Thank you so much for tuning in. You know, I guess we'll see what Mr. Osgood does next. But yeah, so far, in my opinion, not looking good. But yeah, it's been Ghost in the Craig again. Thank you so much for tuning in, and catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.